What is going on, everybody? It is Alex coming back at you with another video, and today we are going to be talking about two major players who were just released from their franchise, Ezekiel Elliott as well as Darius Slay, and potential options about where they will sign. So if you guys are new, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. It's been a while since I've done stuff like this, so it's been nice to get that gear back and going, and we are going to be doing prospect rankings, which, as you guys all know, my files got all deleted with no backup, so that's on me, but we're going to be getting back to it. So be excited for that. That's coming soon. Stay tuned for that. But when it comes to Ezekiel Elliott, it was the first jersey I actually owned, and actually is still the only NFL jersey that I have. I got it in his rookie year, and obviously I live in Dallas. I go to SMU, so I wanted to rep the Cowboys. Sucks, but this is the last time I'll probably be able to wear it as like Zeke is a Cowboy. I know it's a post-June 1 release for monetary reasons, but he's good as gone. And some places I want to think that he could fit in. The Cardinals, obviously they made James Conner work there, but he could always take up that rotational role. Gannon's used to rotating running backs anyway, so it'd be a good spot for him to go. Obviously Gannon was the DC, but the Eagles system was used to rotating running backs. Would not be too surprised if Ezekiel Elliott could just at least make a little bit of a splash there. That's probably the least likely option, but I still wanted to mention it anyway. The Bills, obviously, I think it'd be an amazing compliment there for James Cook. And then I believe they also have Nyheim Hines. So great compliment overall. So I think that would be a good spot for him to go. Same thing with the Saints. I don't know what's up with the Alvin Kamara situation, but Mark Ingram obviously had a ton of success. Latavius Murray had a lot of success. I do not think his career is over, bottom line. So I think these are some good spots to go. Samaje Perine just had a huge role there in Cincy. I think that, Zeke could easily fill that role perfectly behind Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's had his own personality concerns as well. So I wouldn't necessarily say Zeke's personality issues are going to be the biggest of issues. So I think that, you can trust him a little bit. And in Carolina, they do have that vacancy at running back, and I think he'd be a really good one. He had his best success behind a solid O-line, and, especially with Bradley Bozeman back, I think this is going to be a top 10 offensive line in the NFL. You have two great bookend tackles, you have an amazing center, and you have competent guards. So I feel like this is going to be a great spot for him. I just think that Zeke's career is far from over. It's definitely something that, he might never be that true one ever again. But this might be the kick in the ass that he really does need. He got his money, but now he actually has to fight for his career. And I'm excited to see him do that on a new franchise and be able to kick some ass. Other teams that could be here, you could talk about the Eagles, but Rashad Penny signing kind of limits that. But, it could be somebody where, you want to use him as a power back. But for Dallas, their outlook, my buddy Zach Charbonnet, I remember talking to him back in high school. His dream was to be a first-round pick to the Cowboys. Not going to be a first-round pick, but I could totally see him being that second-round selection there. And he's a good power back. He's built to be in warmer weather, and obviously being in a dome, you can do that. Most of the teams you face, besides New York, are probably going to be more warmer weather anyway. So I think that would be a great choice for you guys. This is a good running back class for Dallas to replenish its RB1/RB2 spot. Now we'll talk about Darius Slay. I think it does open the door for a Chauncey Gardner-Johnson re-signing. Obviously, you guys were trying to rework and restructure that deal, and it just didn't go according to plan. Trades apparently weren't good enough, and obviously Slay looking for an extension, being older, probably didn't garner the same attraction that even Stephon Gilmore did for a fifth-round pick. So looking at teams that could be open to taking him, these are kind of just teams that need a corner. The Steelers, Pat Pete isn't the answer. He's not the end-all, be-all. It's still great that we have something, but Darius Slay could work there. I could see him there in Washington. They're desperate for a corner. I'm just thinking of teams that would probably be a lock one if a top-tier corner is there. The Ravens and the Cardinals are my favorites, so I'll talk about them in a second. But the Falcons, looking for a corner too next to A.J. Terrell. You already have Casey Hayward, but this is kind of the better version of Casey Hayward. And then, so the Cardinals, obviously, you're going back with Gannon, and he had a lot of success there. They are desperate for a corner one position. That's, to me, the most likely spot. But a place where former corner ones go to revitalize their career. Baltimore. Marcus Peters, Kyle Fuller. Both those guys ended up going there. I don't think Kyle Fuller had the necessary resurgence that maybe you would be hoping for. But I think Darius Slay could be kick-ass there in Baltimore. Another one of note is the New York Giants. I think that's a good spot because Wink Martindale is what I think of as the Ravens DB guy, and I think that'd be a great spot for him to go. So technically, I should probably swap out the Steelers with that, but I still wanted to give them a shout. But yeah, I think it opens up the door for Chauncey, and I think it also opens up the door for someone like Joey Porter Jr. or Devon Witherspoon at 10. I don't necessarily think that going after Christian Gonzalez would be the best idea. I don't know if Bradbury is the best mentor for someone who needs a bit more refinement in his actual game. There's a lot of fans out there. I still like Christian Gonzalez, just not nearly as much as those other two guys. Christian Gonzalez is a very talented corner, very athletic, but you see on the game tape, he does get beat by some very simple things, and he does not learn from the mistakes on the fly. That's why I fell in love with JPJ. He still gets beat, but he's somebody who's able to learn from his mistakes in that same game. That is awesome to see. Devon Witherspoon obviously doesn't need an introduction. He's an absolute missile as well. So take it as you will. But I do think that corner's on the board, and I think Chauncey could potentially be that way. So let me know what you guys think. It's a big day for releases. So yeah, thank you guys so much for supporting. See you guys in the far side. Peace.